Okay, we're going to multiply a polynomial by a monomial. So the first one we're going to start off with, we have 5x times 9x. So just like in those multiplying by a constant, we multiply that number by the number. 5 times 9 is 45. And then we have x times x. X times x is x squared. And I'm going to give you a brief explanation as to why. Remember when you guys would solve for the area of a rectangle and you'd have to multiply the length by the width? And then what did you have to do to those units? So let's just say length was 3 centimeters, width was 2 centimeters. So you had 3 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So 3 times 2 is 6. What did you have to do to those units? Do you remember that you had to square them? And that if you forgot squaring them, your teacher would make so many circles on your page because you had to square the units. There was 2 centimeters multiplying by each other. So a centimeter times a centimeter is centimeters squared. Same thing with volume. What would you have to remember with volume? You'd have to cube it because you have 3 units multiplying them by themselves. So that's the same with variables. If you have x times x, there is 2 of them. That's x squared. And if you had x times x times x, x times x is x squared times another x. That's 3 of them. X cubed. X times x times x times another x. X equals 1 to 4. If we had x squared times an x, well, if you wanted to break that apart, we have an x times an x, because x squared means x times that third x, x cubed. So we're multiplying by variables. We're really just adding the exponents. So here, that last example I left off with, we had x squared times x. If I wanted to give that single x a variable, that single x a exponent, it'd be a 1. And 2 plus 1 is 3. In the example above, I had x times x times x times x. If I wanted to give them exponents, it'd all be 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. When we multiply by these variables, we're adding the exponents. So let's go back to our examples now. All right, we have a negative 3x times a 4x. A negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 4 is 12. X times x, x squared. Negative 3x times a negative 2. A negative and a negative make a positive. 3 times 2 is 6. X. There's no other variable to multiply that x by, so we just carry them down. Next example, negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 5 is 10. We have x times an x, which is x squared, and that y has nobody else to multiply by, so we carry them down. Negative 2x times positive 7. A negative and a positive make a negative. 2 times 7 is 14. And that x has nobody else to multiply by, so we carry that x down. Okay. 3 times 5, 15. X times an x squared. Well, there's going to be 3 of those x's, so x cubed. Y has nobody else to multiply by, so we just carry him down. 3xy times negative 4x. Positive, negative make a negative. 3 times 4 is 12. X times x is x squared. Y. My last example, we're multiplying a monomial by a trinomial, so we're going to carry that 4x through to everybody. So we have a negative, a positive and a negative make a negative. 4 times 3 is 12, x. 4x times 5x. 4 times 5 is 20, x times x, x squared. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, x times x squared, x cubed. So there you have it, multiplying a polynomial by a monomial.